Kolkata, the city of joy and the former capital of India under the British Empire, is the home to several ethnicities. The connectivity through the sea routes was the reason behind the establishment of the several ethnicities in India. It also shelters India's only remaining Chinatown, the Chinapara. The Chinese establishment in India around 200 years ago was when they established their living in three different areas: Bao Bazar, Tireti Bazar and Tangra.
Yeah, so the story goes that the first Chinese to come to India, Calcutta, was this person called Achi, or Achio, who brought tea and gave to Warren Hastings. Hastings then gave this piece of land, now called Achipur. And then he started a sugar mill, he brought more Chinese laborers to this place called Achipur. Some of them started moving to Calcutta because this is where the demand was. This is the capital of the British Empire in South Asia. And then they started settling down, especially in the Tireti Bazar area. That was the initial settlement. It was mostly for economic reasons that they came to India. The development of Tangra was later, around 1900 or so. The Tangra area at that time basically was settled by Muslims who were engaged in tannery business because of various religious issues. Hindus were not engaged in tannery activities, leather from animals, for example. So Muslims were engaged in that activity in Tangra. So the Hakkas were making shoes in Tireti Bazar, thought that it would be appropriate for them to perhaps also engage in making the leather they need to make shoes. So some of them started buying the tanneries in Tangra and started moving from Tireti Bazar area to Tangra, which was in the periphery.
To support their lives in Kolkata, the Chinese took up carpenting as their means of living and earning. They moved on to sauce making and shoe making in Tireti. They also made a living out of selling breakfast to Chinese locals every morning. The Chinese purchased tanneries from the Muslims who owned them previously. They manufactured raw leather and further converted it into full-fledged business for a long time. They manufactured leather in Tangra and distributed it to dealers in India and also exported the same to several other countries.
Till 62, when there was a border conflict with China, then their future became uncertain and a lot of them started leaving and in fact left. And ultimately, as on date, there would be about 2,000 Chinese people left.
There is an entire area that the Chinese are barred from using, as the Muslim community built a masjid on the road, and as a regular practice, butcher meat on the roads, ruining conditions of Tireti. In February 2002, the Supreme Court finally reacted to criticisms on environmental degradation and health hazards. It ordered the closure of the tanneries which released untreated effluents into open drains. It also ordered that tanneries be moved to an ultra-modern tanning complex in Bantala, which is equipped with proper waste treatment plants. Kolkata had 531 tanneries and 230 of these were in Tangra. Smaller units could not afford to shift and lost their means of livelihood. It is observed that Chinese have migrated to other countries abroad. The reason is lack of proper education, accompanied with the pathetic living conditions in Tireti and Tangra. Some of the Chinese who were left behind set up restaurants as the means of living They set up laundries, beauty parlors, and took up educating the Indians and new generation Chinese about their culture as another way of living. Due to a boom in real estate, the tannery owners are forced to sell their lands to build commercial spaces and apartments for business purposes.
INTAT was set up in 1984 as an autonomous body by the Government of India under the chairmanship of Rajiv Gandhi. The objective was to have an army of conscience keepers, basically conscience keepers to the nation, to protect what is rightfully ours, which is our legacy and which is our heritage. The only way we can help them is to create an atmosphere, environment where they feel comfortable, they feel that they have a future here, they feel that they will be able to prosper here. That is what, in fact, we are trying to create, give them an identity, at least help them to recreate their identity.
The INTACH and CHA projects were taken up by the government to restore the heritage of Chinese culture in India, and steps were taken to revive the Chinese culture. Firstly, the surroundings near Tungon Temple are being cleaned and the garbage is being cleared on a day-by-day basis by the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. Secondly, the temples in Chinatown are being renovated by the government. Buddhist temples have been a reason for tourism throughout the East. Backing the same reason, they have taken up initiatives for promoting and renovations to increase tourism in Kolkata, especially for the Chinese. Thirdly, they plan on creating a ground for food streets in Chinatown. These food streets will be similar to Park Street Christmas stalls, which are run by the Chinese every year. They have promoted the Sunday Chinese breakfast in Tireti Bazaar and are further planning to promote the food streets as well. Fourthly, they have taken up teaching their culture as one of their professions. There is a school which teaches martial arts and Tai Chi to the interested youth. Lion dance is also taught to those interested. Calligraphy is taught to the students in the temple by a monk. They sell Chinese accessories and food items at the temples during the Sunday breakfast. Unity among them is one strong observation made here. They have played a very important role in the cultural exchange. In fact, they enriched India's culture. Their 200 years of stay in India was very challenging as they faced all the challenges with courage, confidence, and a smile. They were always a step ahead in following their customs and traditions and will potentially never stop celebrating every moment of their stay in the Indian subcontinent.